What's going on? What's going on, guys? My first stream ever. Gone live today. Stepping myself up into a whole nother world. Not even sure what I'm doing. But have a lot of things on my mind with this team that we all love and adore. Yes, Lou. Tonight we'll be on. Just wanted to come on a little bit and talk. Don't know if I'm going to take anybody in, but wanted to just freely talk about the New York Giants. Like I said, I have a lot of things on my mind. There's a lot of things coming up this week. You got the final game of the week. We got week 18, Giants in Washington, in a home stadium that I'm imagining is going to be a very empty, lonely MetLife Stadium. What's going on, Vinny? What's going on, Jay? Zion, thank you, Zion, for helping me out with this today. Take my hat off. That's my left-hand man right there, Zion. He always comes through with everything, and he's been helping me learn how to grow on this channel and how to use the devices. As you all know, I've grown up in a different era, but I'm coming a long way. Week 18, like I said, big game this week. Not really. But the things that are going to follow this game are going to be very big for this franchise's future. Oh, man. Look, a lot of streams been going on. We have a lot of fans. We have a big blue crew. It's growing, okay? We started with like 3, 4, and I don't know what number we're at now, but we're up there. I mean, there's a good 30, 35 of us. And what I wanted to say about that is that we have a strong crew, a very strong foundation, and this is an extremely passionate fan base. And the team we love is the New York Football Giants. And this team plays in a very intense part of the country, the New York City, New Jersey metropolitan area. And this is an intense part of the country with a lot of intense fans. And as you guys know, I'm one of them. You know, I'm not above anyone and I'm not beneath anyone. I just stand alongside the rest of us. And sometimes I get passionate. Sometimes people might take it the wrong way. Believe me, man, I have a great heart and I'm a good person. And I'll tell you right now, I grew up watching the New York Football Giants. I never missed a game since 1985 when I was 9 years old, okay? I would go to the bathroom on offense so that I would never miss Lawrence Taylor, the greatest player, the greatest single player in NFL history, number 56. And I'm telling you right now, there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I don't care if Tom Brady's your modern-day GOAT, and I don't care Peyton Manning. You can name all the players you want. Barry Sanders, I'm giving you some of the greats, man. I grew up idolizing Brett Favre, Jim Kelly, the greatest player to ever walk a football field. The most feared man to ever come on a football field was number 56, Lawrence Taylor. Don't ever get it twisted. And anybody who tells you different, they don't have a clue. And that's the bottom line. You know why? Because the Miz is telling you so. That's the truth. I'm telling you right now, the New York Football Giants are one of the greatest organizations in sports, man. And when you hear the hate from around the country, the hate is so loud, it just spews jealousy. The Giants are a great foundation, a great organization, a great football team. And the haters know it. You don't win 4 Super Bowls in 33 years by luck. I don't care what anybody says. Go ask 30 other teams in the league. We're second in the last 33 years to only the Patriots. By the way, an organization that we've taken full advantage of. All right? Thanks, Rigger. I love all you guys. I love talking football. I love the streams. I just want to come on and I want to set things straight because right now the Giants are in some dark days. And it happens, man. It happens to a lot of organizations, okay? But I will not sit here and have people tell me that we're the Cleveland Browns, okay? That we're the Detroit Lions, all right? I don't want to diss the other team in town because they're the brother, but they are the little brother. Make no mistake about it, okay? Don't for a second let anybody tell you that while we're down, that they should kick you in the stomach and that we are the shit or the garbage of the league, man. And I might have said it once or twice out of anger. You always say something during a rant, especially right after a bad loss. Then you get a chance to sit back a couple of days and your head comes back and you realize we're the New York Football Giants. The New York Football Giants are more than just a sports organization. You're talking about a Flagstaff organization. And Mara, he might have made a couple mistakes over the last few years. But let's tell the truth right now. Those mistakes were from a good heart. The man wanted to do right by Eli after we did him wrong with McAdoo. Okay? He made a mistake. They benched Eli during the middle of his streak, which was wrong, bad. That Eli Manning did not deserve that after what he gave us. And you're learning right now how hard it is for a franchise when you lose a guy like Eli Manning, a franchise quarterback, a Hall of Famer, the greatest quarterback in our history. Guys like that don't come around often, man. Eli Manning, Rivers. Last night you saw Ben Roethlisberger jog off a field to a stadium that sounded like it was a Super Bowl going on. That man deserves it. 18 years. He poured his heart and soul. Those 3 guys came out of a special draft together. Those are great quarterbacks, and they don't come around often, man. And you can't replace an Eli Manning with a Daniel Jones. I'm sorry. He might look like him and talk like him. He might behave very classy like him. He has the right demeanor for New York City and the pack of wolves in the media. But at the end of the day, man, Daniel Jones ain't even close to Eli Manning. And you just know it by these first few years, by how many games this guy Jones has missed. Okay? We had something with Eli that a lot of people took for granted. The man never missed a game. The man never missed a down. And that's priceless. Regardless if you're the best statistical quarterback or not. There's only 2 guys I've seen that have done that. Never missed games. Okay? That's Brett Favre and Eli Manning. You want to go into the meat of this organization right now. We're playing last game of the year. You know what? The game means shit, okay? You're better off losing. Losing this game is winning, man, because if we even lost 1 spot in the draft from 5 to 6, that would be terrible. For where we stand right now, we need the highest pick we could get. Right now, we're sitting at 5-8, and I'd like to end up at 5-8 because the chances of moving up to 4 are probably not going to happen. The Jets are not beating the Bills, okay? So you don't want to win this game just so Judge can feel good about himself. You want that 5th spot in the draft. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's hard to sit there and watch a football game on Sunday and root for your team to play 3 good quarters but blow the game in the fourth because you don't want to lose that draft pick. I understand how hard that is. And last Sunday, I was torn because for the first Sunday since 1985, I had to make a decision. Now, everyone knows I ref football games on the weekends. Sunday mornings, I get a couple of games in on Staten Island. And I wanted to run over and get my little workout in. And I had a decision to make, man. Put that extra half an hour on the treadmill or run home and catch a game, which I 1000% knew we were not even going to be competitive in. So for the first time in years, I caught the game in the gym. And that's not like me. That's not my ritual. And I didn't miss a damn thing, man. I didn't miss a damn thing. You know what I missed? I missed 5 minutes into the game. We're down 14-0. This game's over because we are so bad right now. We are so inept. This O-line is so inept. And these backup quarterbacks are such garbage that I knew we couldn't score 14 points in the next 3.5 quarters. A matter of fact, we might not score 14 points in the next 3 games if there were 3 games left. That's how bad we are. Vinny, it's not even about that we don't win anymore. It's about how inept we look as an NFL team. Now, I'm not going to accept people shitting on our franchise, and I'm not going to crap on my owner, man. What's up, Ash? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support. I will not let fans tell us we are a terrible organization. We know we're not. We're going through a dark tunnel. But this organization has won 4 Lombardis in the last 33 years. Like I said, second to only the Patriots. And we've taken full advantage of that franchise. And you can't take it away. And you can't take it away. And I could go through many franchises in this league that wish they've had the success we've had. And why am I saying all this? Because this fan base is torn right now. When Sunday night rolls around, will the New York Giants keep Joe Judge as the head coach of this franchise? Or are they going to release him? Knowing that Gettleman's done and they're going to go clean house in the upper organization and go brand new. And my thing is this fan base is torn right now, especially our YouTube crew. There are a lot of fans bickering and going at it. And you're allowed to have an opinion, man. As a fan, you're allowed to have your opinion, and you're allowed to have the direction in your mind that you feel is best for this organization to go, so that we don't have to face this trash, crap, garbage football next year and the year after that we've had the last few years, especially. Listen to me. December of this season right now was rock bottom. That's the worst I've ever seen it. Okay? I've been watching Giants football since 1985. I am 45 years old. This is the worst I've ever seen the Giants right now. These last 4 weeks, man. You got quarterbacks that belong driving Ubers, okay? You got offensive linemen. We picked them off the streets in the basketball courts, okay? What's up, Adam? What's up, little Ben? Thanks for coming in. You have picked up players days before the season that don't belong in the league. You have veterans who retired because I don't care what anyone says. They didn't want to be treated like the rookies and ran 10, 12 laps in 90 degrees. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm a big believer in old school, tough camps lead to being stronger later in the season, December, January. But listen, man. You want to go into the whys and why nots on retaining Joe Judge or letting him go? Let's go. Joe Judge came in here. He gave a powerful speech. He lit this fan base up. We haven't had it in a few years. We haven't had the passionate coach. You know what? This guy had us as believers from the first day. Not many people can do that. Now, you came out last year, and you know what? I'll tell you what, man. For what we've seen the years leading up to last year, this guy put a product on the field, man. He backed his mouth up. Now, we didn't win 10 games and we didn't go to the playoffs, okay? And some people believe that we were one Ingram drop away from being in the playoffs. But guess what? Let me give you the truth, my pals. 7 wins is not a real playoff team, okay? And we weren't one drop away. It might have been one drop away because the division was historically terrible. That doesn't make you a good team. But the Giants were moving in a direction. That's a big word right now. That's a big word right now. Direction. The New York Football Giants had a direction led by Judge and Garrett, okay, and Graham. We know the defense led the team. But the team fought every game. Outside of that Niners game earlier in the year, they fought in every single game. And they got the reputation as a young team that was going to fight and scrap every single game. You were going to get a dogfight most weeks. And that was good enough for us. How you doing, Anthony? Thanks for joining the chat. Like I said, it's my first time ever live. I just wanted to do a little talking to the fan base as I recognize that our organization and our fan base right now is torn. And I find us to be in a very critical stage going into this last game of the season. And it's not about the game, because losing is actually winning this week. Sad to say, but it's the truth. But it's what's going to follow the game that's going to change the course. So I'm going to sum up last year. Joe Judge had the team headed in the right direction, man. And it led you to believe with a couple of free agent pickups and the right moves in the draft that the Giants this year would compete for this division. Okay? That was a plus for Judge. You went into the draft, and this is where things gone south, okay? We stood here, a lot of us, last year, and we knew the Giants had one of the worst O-lines in the league, and the O-line was holding the Giants back from being a very competitive football team. All right? You want to compete for the division, maybe get a wild card. You want to make the playoffs. The Giants didn't have the O-line, and that was pretty much the biggest thing holding us back. Whether you believe in Jones or not, Jones has shown the tools and ability to be a good quarterback. Not great, but good. You have a star running back. You don't have an O-line. You needed some receivers. You went out in free agency. You went out and got Ross. You went out and got the big free agent Galladay. You added Rudolph. You brought in weapons. All right? Everyone knows the draft was set up. It was a deep draft in offensive line, and it was there for us. The Giants needed to add at least 2 linemen. All right? You needed the right side. You needed a guard. Some people thought Pert was the guy, but it never hurts to add another guy. It never hurts to add more when you are one of the worst O-lines in the league. Let's be honest, for the last 8 years in the National Football League. All right? Gettleman has addressed it here and there, but it hasn't worked, which is a whole nother thing that leads me into that this organization has lost its way in developing players, because you can't tell me that you bring in player after player after player in the draft and none of them are good. None of them work. They're not good. They don't grow. You can't tell me that these players don't have talent. They're not good enough to play, because some of them have left the organization and they're starting for other teams. You know? And I'm not going to go through that list right now, but there are names that we have let go that are, to me, are mistakes. Zeitler was one of them. B.J. Hill on the cheap is having a monster year for Cincinnati. All right. And we all know, as I've said countless times, losing Delvin Tomlinson was going to destroy us. And it didn't destroy our D, but it took a big hit, especially the first month of football. What's going on, Evan? I'm going to tell you this right now, man. And this draft was on Joe Judge last year. Okay? A lot of people want to blame everything on Gettleman. They want to punch the guy in the gut. Let's beat up Gettleman all the time. You can't put everything on Gettleman. When the owner asked Gettleman to take a step back last year in the draft and allowed this promising young coach who's going to be the head coach of the Giants for years to come, right? Allow him to pick his apples. And that's the right thing to do. It's going to be his team long after Gettleman's gone. Because Gettleman's an older person, and we all knew he was on the way out. What's going on, Joe? I welcome Joe in here. Very close man to me. And a very big guy in this big blue crew and this Giants fan base. Look, man. You gave Gettleman the keys last year in the draft. You gave, let him pick his apples, and that's fine. That is right thing to do. But here's my problem with Joe Judge. And I'm not jumping off the ledge and saying fire the guy quite yet. You passed on a generational historic linebacker, Micah Parsons. You passed up on him. And most likely it's because you heard some bullshit story about that he got into a fight with his girlfriend when he was 14. This organization's got to stop that crap. All right? Stop with the nice, soft guys. This is not a law firm. This is the NFL, and we play football. And guys who come off the fields and off the streets to play football, they're not going to be the sweetest guys in the world with the bow tie. You got it? Because that don't win you football in a tough sport. You passed on Parsons, and even worse, you allowed the Cowboys to get him. So now you got to face this beast of an animal twice a year for the next 15. All right, you made a nice trade back. We got 2 big picks in this draft that we need desperately. But after you spent all that money in free agency on wide receivers, and you already had Slayton and Shepard also, I get it. Shepard's always hurt. I get it. But you had these guys. You now have you have weapons. You have a real running back. You're good. 2 tight ends in Ingram and Rudolph going in. You're good. You did not have to draft Tony. That's where the mistake was. And I don't care how many people tell me that it can be potentially an amazing talent. The guy could cut up players. He moves unlike many players in the league, man. The guy can cut, go, speed, can throw, catch, run the ball. Yes. Dude, the man ain't on the field. The man ain't on the field, man. Now it's 1 year, and I'm going to wait. But that's not the point, man. You dropped the ball in the draft last year. In a draft full of offensive linemen where Kansas City Chiefs are picking up a beast in the 6th round, man. And I don't care what the reason was. I don't care if there was a story about his heart. I don't care. Okay? The New York Giants did not draft 1 receiver for the worst O-line in the league. You got a Barkley. You spent money on Golladay. You believe in Daniel Jones. But you don't get the foundation. You do not build the trenches. The New York Giants, who have won 4 Super Bowls and gone to 5 in the last 33 years, and the number one reason every single time is the trenches, the O-line and the D-line. I'm sorry, Joe Judge. That draft was on you last year, and nobody could tell me different. You passed up every single round on linemen. You got another corner. We got 12 corners, but you got to go get another one. Okay. I understand you got him in a round where he was high value. And this kid Robinson, he looks like he could be something, definitely. This team is going nowhere until they build an O-line. I said it last year, and I'm sitting here live today, and I'm telling you right now. The biggest cancer on the New York Football Giants is not the owner. He's not the GM. He's not the head coach. It's this O-line. And you watch this O-line destroy this season single-handedly this year, and I don't care what anyone says. Daniel Jones is hurt because there's no O-line. Barkley is not the superstar running back that everyone feared when he was coming into the league, and he still can be because there's no O-line. You spent $72 million on Golladay. He can't get open deep, and you can't even get him the ball deep because you have no O-line for the play action, because the O-line can't push or open holes for a running game. Without the running game, I'm sorry to tell you, Golladay is useless. Waste of $72 million. Because Galladay's the type of guy that you have a play action and he gets open. You throw him the ball deep, and if it's a jump ball, he's going up to get it. I sit here right now. You know what? It's all in the past, man. And I'll tell you, man. Here's the thing I'll give you the good and the bad. I'll go with the good first. The roster's been broken. I don't want to make excuses, but we've been ravaged with injuries. And because of these reasons, and you don't have a starting quarterback the last 6 weeks of your season, it's not fair to pile up on Joe Judge. And Joe Judge is not helping himself. When you go on a rant in front of the New York media trying to plead your case when there's still a game left in the season, and you don't owe the media anything, you're making a big mistake. You're making a fool out of yourself, man, because you're doing it to a media, a pack of wolves that's just itching to eat you up and spit you out of this city. That's what they do to everybody, man. That's why you don't talk to the media like that. You continue going with the way you were going. Be a robot. This is what happened in the game. I expect more. We're going to get better. It's on me. We're going to grow. You don't start getting emotional and pleading your case to ownership through the media or to the fans through the media about all this stuff and why we haven't succeeded. And it's just so glaring obvious that you are looking to plead a case for another year. Man, don't look desperate. Believe in yourself. When you're a winning coach, you don't have to explain all this stuff. We're not winning right now, but there's a lot of reasons beyond the coach. So you don't have to sit up there and explain yourself for 11 minutes. There's an off season. You could have had a little longer of a conversation after next week's game. I agree with Evan in the chat. The man's feeling the heat. It's coming from many directions in this city. And some people that don't live here in the Northeast, maybe they're not hearing about it. You got the radios coming at him. You got the fans coming at him. The media is always ready to eat you up. You have to know better than that. For a year and a half, this man has actually dealt with the media pretty well. Maybe the fans don't like hearing the same explanation every week over and over. Sound like a robot. It's tiring. But you know what? He wasn't giving the media anything. And the thing is, he won't throw players under the bus. He protects his players, and I think that's a positive. I like that about Joe Judge. He protects the players. He ignores the obvious because he doesn't want to throw players under the bus. Even if they're garbage and they're not going to be here, he still doesn't want to do that, because when you do that to players, there's a camaraderie in the locker room, and the other players don't like that, and you start to lose players, especially when you're a 38-year-old coach who hasn't won nuts in this league. So he's walking a fine line, and he's protecting his players. He's one of them rather than being one of the media. And I agree with that, man. That's the same way I would go. I don't owe you anything, and I'm not going to lose my players and my job just to make the media and the fans happy with some, you know, some crap that you guys want to hear me say, like, this offensive lineman sucks. He's garbage. Or Glennon is horrible. He doesn't belong in the league, so I can't win games with him. He's not going to say that type of stuff, man. Or Barkley is not hitting the hole hard. The truth about Barkley is he was never healthy this year. We brought him back too early from last year. You will get a much better Barkley next year with another offseason of rest and rehab. I still believe the man's a beast. I'm not willing to give him up to anybody. And we're going to go build an O-line in this draft. Because, God help us if we don't. Nah, actually, God can't even help you. I gave you the good. I gave you the bad about Judge. He has dropped the ball. He's not in tune with the offense. Yes, we don't have a quarterback. Yes, we have an O-line that is not NFL caliber. I'm a guy that's, I'm an old school guy, and I've always been loyal to anybody that wears the blue. And, hey, I'm going to be fair right now. What's up, Pat? Thanks for coming in. Subscribe to Pat. You all should know who Big Pat is. The man's a big part of our fan base, and he knows I love him. I'll tell you right now, man. You can't believe everything you hear, and you got to understand what the media likes to do. The media is a shitty group of wolves, okay, a bunch of pack of rats, and they love getting people fired. They love stirring the pot, especially in the biggest market on the planet, New York City, all right? So you got to understand the media's agenda. They rather see you be a loser than a winner. It sells more. It gives them more to write about. They love negativity. There's negativity across this country right now. And it all stems from the media. I'm not going to go into politics. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They love that shit. The media is garbage. So don't ever form your opinion through the media or these radio hosts. There are a few that give it to you real, and they are fans, and they bring passion like we do. But for the most part, these guys don't give a damn. They know that getting someone fired sells more papers next Monday. And they get to write more articles all week that people are going to want to read. People love drama. People are haters, and they love to hate. They like seeing the guy next to them fall because it makes them feel better about their own shitty self. And that's the truth, man. So don't ever go that route. Truth? Joe Judge hasn't had a fair deal here these 2 years. We've had a horrible roster. You know? They brought in weapons, but they didn't build the O-line. Now, like I said, I put a lot of that draft last year on Judge. But it's one draft. He's a young man in the league. And you knew when you hired a 38-year-old guy that the Giants organization knew when they hired Judge that this was not a 2-year fix. That we were looking at 3 to 5 years of building, as much as we hate it. And I'm pretty sure they made Judge a promise. Now, you got to give this guy my own personal opinion, and I'm not trying to buy anyone out there. And believe me, this whole week I've been torn back and forth between a new slate or keeping Judge. My biggest thing is we need a real GM. You guys have heard me say that. And I've been a big Gettleman supporter, and I don't put all of it on Gettleman. But we're moving on from Gettleman. It's clear. You got to go out the organization. You cannot promote Abraham inside because it makes it easier for you to keep Judge intact. That is not the right way to go. Okay? You go out house. You find a real GM. I don't know which guy is the right guy. I know there are names out there. I think Dorsey would be a good guy. I did have interest in Reddick. There are some guys up in Buffalo that you should look at. And let's be honest, the Buffalo Bills have built their organization pretty nicely, the right way. What's up, my little brother Logan? We built it the right way. The Bills have built it the right way. So you might want to look up there and bring someone in. I heard a name, Joe Shane. He's had connections to Bill Parcells over the years. All right. He's a Giants type of guy. You got Dorsey out there. I know there are a few others that Adam was interested in, and Adam is a man that expresses himself aggressively. Don't ever take it the wrong way. The man's passionate, like the rest of us. Just tired of watching garbage. And although Judge has not had a real football team these last 4 or 5 weeks, we all can admit, man, you expected at least something a little better than what we've seen. Like, to cross the 50-yard line once a game is embarrassing on a pro level, man. You got your fan base. A lot of the fans want Judge gone, and it's easy to say that, man. It's easy to just, let's just fire him. Let's just get rid of him. It makes you feel better, thinking that anybody new is going to be a step up. But we said the same thing about Shurmur, right? We also felt the same way about McAdoo. It is a hard decision, and I'm happy I'm not the one to make it. Mara and Tish have a monster decision next Sunday night or Monday morning, man. And I'm pretty sure Tish and Mara will both be in that building on Sunday for the game. And the topic of discussion is going to be Joe Judge. I'm going to tell you right now, man, this is what I want. And you guys know that I care a lot, man. I care a lot. You go out and find a real GM out there that has a vision. You go out there, get a GM that has a vision, that understands the scouting game, that knows young talent, and he doesn't send his guys out there, whatever new scouts he's going to bring in. He also has to be involved. He has to be a guy that loves to scout, go out and find talent, view it, see it, go visit the college stadiums around the country. In Gettleman's younger days, he was doing that, and that made him an excellent scout. He might have gotten older. He might have lost his ways. He's been battling cancer. Whatever it is, things happen. There ain't no reason to kick the guy in the ass out the door. All right? He's got 38 years in the league for a reason, man. You got to respect it. His job may have not been good here the last 3 years. It is what it is, man. We're moving on right here. Go get a real GM with a real vision. And it has to be a vision outside the organization. Because inside the organization has kind of been a little too old school. The New York Giants might have gotten stuck in their ways in the past and have not stepped in to 2021, 2022 football. We might have lived on those 2 Super Bowls just a little too long. And you never could take that away from this franchise. But let's go get a younger guy with a modern day vision who's in tune and has his hands on the talent out there. Let's draft the right way. And I don't want to hear any more about you got to draft for the most valuable player at the 5th pick or the 8th pick. Because if it's a superstar wide receiver or safety, you got to take. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you do that shit, you're looking at another 4-win season next year. And then at the end of next year, we're blowing it all up. Man, Pat is right about one thing, man. I'm on the same page with that. You cannot keep blowing this shit up every 2 years, man. Because those franchises have never won Super Bowls, okay? And that is not the Giants' way. Take a look at Pittsburgh. They stayed with a foundation for 14 years. The Steelers have had, 6 coaches in their entire history? And there's a reason why the Steelers have won so many Super Bowls. And there's a reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers, on their worst years, their most dark, garbage years, they still win 7, 8 games, man. They never bottom out at 3 or 4 or can't score a touchdown for 3 weeks. Never. All right? So I say this, man, and I seen the report today, and I brought it up a few weeks ago. Harbaugh is a guy I would love over here. And that's when you got to ask yourself, if Judge is the coach here, a lot of it also depends on what's going to become available here in the next week or two. So I'm sorry, man, you can't cut yourself short. I'll tell you one thing about Harbaugh, Pat. The man is an old school coach, but still has a young mind. And you can't take away that he knows how to build a program. I seen him do it in San Fran, and now I seen him do it in Michigan. It took time, but he did. And we are an organization in need of a program and a direction. And that guy stands for that. Now, I'm not telling you we're going to get him. I'm just throwing it out there. It's out there today. It's a name being thrown around. And I think it's being thrown around mainly for one reason. Because of the New York Football Giants. And that's another thing out there. Anyone who thinks that people don't want to come here, you are wrong. The New York Giants are one of the greatest franchises in sports. Flagstaff organization, 4-time Super Bowl champion. The days are dark, but people would die to come here. It's a great organization with a great owner, very comfortable, in a beautiful location in the country, New Jersey, next to the biggest city in the world. You're going to get paid very handsomely. And the man that comes to the Giants and brings them back up to the top again, that guy's going down a king. Everyone knows when you win in New York City, especially with certain franchises, we're talking the Giants, we're talking the Yankees. If, God forbid, ever in my life I saw the Knicks win, these type of guys go down as gods for the rest of life, well after our lifetime. Eli Manning's a god. He'll never buy a drink or a meal in New York City ever. If he walks down a block, he's going to get stopped 8 million times. A guy that comes here as a GM, and if there's another head coach and brings the Giants back up again and ever takes them back to a Super Bowl, even an NFC championship game, just takes us out of this dark hole that we've been in. That guy is going to be famous, and he knows it. And he's going to make a lot of money. And those are the things men want. Look, like I said, go get a GM with a direction. Someone who's your job as the next GM is build. As Mara should sit down and tell him directly in his face, I'm hiring you as my next GM. Your job is to build this offensive line, and it starts right in the first round of this draft. That's your job. Sit down, talk with Judge. See, I'm a believer. If you're bringing in a real GM from outdoors, it's his. The keys are his, and he's going to make the choice if he wants to keep this coach or not. That's the right way to go. But I already see the Giants want to keep Judge. So you bring in a GM that has that understanding, that can get on the same page with Judge. You sit down together. And the number one thing, forget the toys, forget the receivers and the running backs, forget the sexy stuff. This is not fantasy football, man. You have weapons. The weapons will be here next year. You want to make those weapons effective? Your job in this draft, in the first 5 picks of this draft, 3 of those picks are offensive linemen. And those 3 offensive linemen are going to start on this team right away next summer. Bang! That's how we go. Like the old days. What's up, Hit Squad? My man. Sub up to this guy. Listen, man. The first 3 out of 5, if you're keeping all your picks, are offensive linemen. And like I said, those 3 guys are starting off the bat. I don't want to hear about grooming. I don't want to hear about growing. He's going to start behind this guy. He's going to move over to that position. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's going to play the position we drafted him that he played in college. Enough with this bullshit, man. This merry-go-round crap. I'm done with it, man. Stop playing this shit, man. We're not doing this no more. Get back to the old Giants. Offensive line and defensive line wins you championships. No more teams are going to come into MetLife and shit on us. You're coming in here and you're going to get assaulted. Like the old days. So if it's Evan Neal or any of the other guys, the North Carolina kid, or if one of those defensive ends, Hutchinson or Thibodeau, Ford was at 5, then you got to take him, obviously. You take him, obviously. And number 8, you got to go if one of these top tackles or guards is there. If not, we all know Lindenbaum is a monster. Talk about a staple piece on your O-line. All right? You could get another lineman in the second round. You got 2 picks in the third. You go another offensive lineman. And then maybe a linebacker. I don't need a receiver or running back till the 4th round on. Okay? Just ignore it. It is not important, man. Because we're not winning the Super Bowl next year. We're building the foundation for the future. All right? So we're not the team that gets pissed on every week like we are now. You build it over the next 2 years, man. Do it the right way. Build in the trenches. Everything else will come. As far as quarterback, I could go another year with Daniel Jones. I always believed in him. I think he's a strong arm, good, smart guy. He puts in the hard work. But in order for Jones to succeed, you got to build him a real O-line. This is a man that has to have a complete O-line, a running game, because he's a play-action quarterback, and we haven't given him any of that. And stop with the running crap. You are running this guy's career into the ground. There are no more runs for this guy unless it's a 1-yard quarterback sneak up the middle. You hear me? Get back to real football. Enough with the playground cartoon shit. It's embarrassing, man. Let's build this O-line. The other scenario, a lot of fans, and I brought this up, is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is a star. He's got 6 strong years in him. I don't care what anyone says. The marriage is over there in Seattle. If this man wants to be in New York, you have to make a phone call. You have to inquire. And you have to see what it's going to take. Seattle's in no spot to demand too many of the picks. They don't have any. Believe me, they know Russell's gone this year. So they're going to take a solid offer. They're not going to try to milk you. Because they can't. All right? They gave up everything for Jamal Adams. Mistake. By the way, you give up. If you want to give me Wilson, and I offer you one of my ones, and I don't care if people say it's got to be 5. No, it don't. I'll give you 8. 8's good enough. You're getting 8. I'll give you number 8. I give you 1 next year. I give you one of my 3s this year. I give you a 3 next year. I'm being nice. Nobody's making you that offer in this league. Seattle. And you have nothing to rebuild your team on. So you're going to take that. Now, if you are interested in Daniel Jones, we'll work out some other type of deal. I'll take away one of the 3s, give you Jones, maybe throw in a 5. If Russell Wilson walks through that door, the Giants are instantly a real football team again. That guy brings in credibility. That guy brings in a championship diamond ring. That guy's a winner. That guy's a star. That guy revives the energy and the heart of this organization. The 90,000 in that stadium will be off the walls week 1. You ain't coming in here as another team and looking at the schedule and saying, oh, week 1, the Denver Broncos, week 1, we're at Giants. That's a win. No, not anymore. Not with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson will put Galladay on another level. That guy, what that guy could do for Barkley's career would be everything we all imagined and desire. All right? Tony, you might even get another good year out of Shepard if you had a guy like Russell Wilson. You'd be shocked at how many players are hurt that would still be able to play hurt if there was a Russell Wilson and a team that's been winning or is in every game down to the final second, as opposed to playing on a team that you know can't win, sucks, can't get you to football at all. There's no motivation for these guys to play. So you never know if they're truly injured or if they have little nicks and bumps that they would have played through on a team that's fighting for a championship or a playoff run. And those are the facts. You can't tell me different. I played this game. When you're not motivated to play because you're a loser and it's depressing, that injury hurts you a lot more than it really does. When you're winning and you know that you get the ball and you know that this team's going somewhere and you're needed that day because we're one more win away from clinching the division, you're playing that day, man. You're wrapping up that ankle, that hamstring. You're taking a little injection of painkiller and you're going to go, my man. And we've seen this throughout history. These players, we don't know if they're hurt or not. Are you really injured that bad that you can't run a route or you can't get on the offensive line for this big-time game today that's going to put us in the playoffs? And you're doing this for a guy like Russell Wilson, a man that demands it out of you, and he's earned it with his resume. And you want to bust your ass for him. You do. So are you really hurt? Or is your ego hurt because the team is trash can? You're made a joke of on ESPN every single week. And there's no reason for me to play. Because I'm getting paid and this team's going nowhere. So I'll just sit out the next 6 weeks. Because I hurt my pinky toe. Right, Shepard? Shepard's been doing this for years. Ain't it funny that every single year Shepard's been doing this, the Giants have been garbage anyway, despite him? There was no reason for him to rush back. There's no reason for Tony to rush back. There's no reason for guys to say, yo, I could play with this injury. I'll give you everything I got. But over the years, I've seen players have the same injuries on the Ravens with Ray Lewis, and they got up and played every single damn week. We got to change things. We got to become a winner. And you got to stop with this culture. The culture right now is a loser. Guys want to say Judge has put a culture in this team. Yes, a big thing is that the players are still playing hard for him. You can see it. We just don't have a real offense. It's not an NFL offense right now. But the team's still playing hard. The defense has fought every week. So you give them that. But stop with the culture thing, because right now the culture it's a losing culture. It's not even a losing culture. It's worse. We've just got humiliated by a Chicago Bears team that's truthfully just as bad as us, and a head coach that's getting fired Sunday night in Nagy. And that says a lot, man, about where we are. At the end of the day, a very hard decision. But I'm a guy who always goes what somebody deserves. I want to win badly. I'm going outhouse for a real GM, and I'm trying to sit down and give Judge the opportunity to work with him for this next coming season. That's what I would do. I know it's not a lot of people's opinion, and believe me, I'm very shaky on it. I'm not saying it with confidence, but I think the right thing is you give Judge another year. And by the way, don't think Joe Judge doesn't know that his ass is going to be on a fiery hot seat. So there's a lot of incentive that Judge might want to actually go out there himself and see if he could bring in a Russell Wilson. Because a Russell Wilson come in and win you 9 or 10 games next year. I believe that. If you add 1 or 2 linemen in the draft, which we will. And if you do that, man, you know what that gets Judge? Russell Wilson can get Judge a whole nother contract here. Don't think Judge is not thinking that, man. I don't think he can put his career in the hands of Daniel Jones anymore. Believe me, I love Daniel Jones. I would love to see Daniel Jones rise, man. I like him. He's a good guy. He's a great kid, man. But the writing's on the wall, man. Daniel Jones, has a ceiling. And how many games is he going to miss every year? You can miss 2 games, but you can't keep missing almost half a season. I think Russell Wilson turns this entire ship around for the Giants. And he's not giving you 2 years. He's going to give you 5 or 6 good years, man. According to Peter King, Russell Wilson has 8 strong years in this league, in this type of football league right now, today, where the quarterbacks aren't allowed to get hit. Hey, we all have our opinions. Adam, Pat, 2 very respected guys in the YouTube Giants world. You could both be on the opposite ends of the spectrum. But just remember, we are one giant crew, and we're all trying to head to the same place. I don't have a lot of time. I got 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to try to bring a couple of guys in. Let me reach out to Zion. All right. Is anyone backstage? Let me see who's out there. Give me a second, guys. My first time. Let me just figure this out. What's going on, Frankie G? Listen, the judge rant is that the judge is going to have to learn that you can't do that thing with the New York media, because the New York media will love to eat you apart. They're always looking to do the negative thing. Judge was all right for about 1.5 years, and the last few weeks he's kind of come off the rail. I know it's emotions. I know he doesn't have the players that he wants. This is not at all the starting offense that started the season. And I don't know. We'll try to figure out how to bring some guys in here. All right. If anybody would like to call in right now, I'm giving the opportunity to come in. I don't have more than 20 more minutes. I just wanted to do a little talking today. But come on in, say your pieces. I want everybody to have a chance to talk without everyone else interrupting. My man Joe.
What's good?
What's going on? Sorry, Joe. I'm just trying to learn.
Bro, it's all good, Miz. It's all good. I got a special guest just got forced upon me too. Let's brighten everyone's day, huh? Got to go after Grandpa's mic. Let's brighten everyone's day.
Part of our crew, of course.
My guy, I agree with a lot of it, but the only question I want to ask you,
Logan and Adam, I'm gonna bring you guys in next. I'm gonna let Joe have a few minutes.
I want to know is if we do hire Jim Harbaugh, I'm not against it. Are you going to give him 5 years like Michigan did? Now, you guys can say that college football is different from the NFL because in college, you're recruiting, you're going out there getting your own guys. The NFL, you have to draft your own guys. We know this. There is a difference in the game. But are you guys going to give Jim Harbaugh 5 years? Do you really think, because you even said it, we don't realize how much of a mess this organization really is in. If the next GM and coach, if we get Harbaugh and a new GM, are you going to give them 5 years to do what they want?
You have to. You have to give these guys time. The Giants are not a quick fix right now. So you have to realize to build a program, it's going to take some years, and people have to have patience. I know it's been a long time, and our patience have ran out. And that's why I even say about Judge, man. I know it's not a popular opinion right now these days,
Right.
But truth be told, is it hasn't been fair to him this year, and
Right.
that's why I'm not against him having another year. But I'm not promoting a guy within house just
I
to make
I
him
I,
happy.
I
You
agree.
know what I
A
mean? You
lot.
got to
I
go get
think
a
a lot
real
of us.
GM in here that's going to work with him.
Yes.
If you want to do that.
I agree with you, and I think a lot of us agree with you on that. And I just think the difficulty, the only difference we're seeing is that it's Joe Judge is the one guy that's causing the most argument amongst the big blue crew. I don't think anybody has a problem with getting rid of Gettleman with everything that's coming out. Okay, and then I saw today that the training staff is getting blown up. So now while we're harping on these guys not playing through an injury, if they're getting misdiagnosed, Miz, and they're not trusting that medical staff, that's going to be a huge issue for a player. Because let's look at what happened to Antonio Brown as a perfect example. Antonio Brown, it's now coming out that his ankle was hurt. He couldn't play, and he was fired on the spot because he wouldn't go out there and play. So while everyone called Antonio Brown goofy, a nut job, a psycho case, whatever, mental health is still an important issue, and a lot of people neglected that fact.
I had an argument with someone in the gym today.
Right.
Brown's the loser. Throw him out of the league. I said, whoa. There's always two sides to every story.
Right.
And you know the guy's going through something. So I think that Tampa plays a role in there's a reason a man does that when he knows he's on his strike.
Yes. So how do we know that shit's not going on with the Giants right now when we don't know what's going on with the training staff? We don't know what's going on in the scouting room. We don't really know or understand because we're not in that building just how screwed up the upper office is. And that starts with the training staff down. These soft tissue injuries that these guys are getting, what's going on with the training staff? Are they not training and prepping these guys right? Are they not taking care of them? Are they switching up their nutrition? Because Scott Simpson, who was a backup tight end, has been going all over Twitter saying how bad this medical staff is.
Might be. We have had more injuries than a lot of teams in the league for a lot of years right now. So,
right. So that's something that's got to change. And like you said, do you really think the Judge and his staff's getting a fair shake? And you and me can sit here logically and say no. Because we both say Barkley's never got a fair shake. We both say Daniel Jones has never got a fair shake. You know, the stars on our team, where the hell are they? They're not on the field. So we're like, why the hell is Shepard out again with a hangnail? But we don't know what the medical staff is telling him. And there's a lot of things that's going on with the NFL. Remember how everyone came at Joe Judge because he said the headsets weren't working and everyone clowned him? And everyone said, oh, he's a joke, really? Well, why can't you do this or do that or have a backup plan? But then all of a sudden, all the other teams, and it just happened to the Jets last week. He couldn't get the play in. It happened to Jalen Hurts with the Eagles, too. He came out in the press conference and said, I didn't hear the play in the headset. I improvised, and we got a 27-yard first down. But you guys just want to look at the bad part, and I'm trying to look at everything. I'm trying to look at big picture.
Joe, I've been thinking about it last night and today. I'm trying to look at both sides. I really am. You heard me talk. I'm trying to see the good reasons to keep him, and he's done good. And then there's some things that have gone wrong. So,
and then I'm going to say
there's certain people in the chat that are going at it one side or another.
Yes.
You're not going to one side or another. I think with my own brain, we all should.
Your own eye. I'm going to ask one more last thing. Then I'm going to get out here and let you. What time are you doing the stream tonight? What time's that going live?
I got to text Pat and Lou, find out. I got to take my son to his basketball league, drop him off. That's why I'm not staying on here past like 6:40 today. Right now.
Okay.
Minutes. So I'm gonna get Logan in and Adam and.
Okay.
But I just wanted to go on for the first time. I never gave it a shot, and I wanted to talk about things. Sometimes it's hard in the streams to get in what you want to talk because a lot of people these last 2-3 days want to really go at it, and I'm just sitting back and listening to it. But Zion,
I'm just gonna leave you.
I appreciate Zion. The kid's like
he's a great dude, man. Great brother. I'm just going to ask one last thing, and I'm going to leave.
Joe, real quick, Joe. I already know where you stand, but give me a real quick summary on why you want to keep Judge.
Well, okay, here's the thing, and I'm going to leave with this question to you guys and for the guys coming in. We all sit here and say the time to win a Super Bowl is on a rookie contract, yes?
All right.
So let's see. You know, there's more talk. We haven't seen the guys play yet, but Stroud and Young and all those guys, okay, they're supposed to be the phenoms. And Mel Kiper said that if Young came out of Alabama this year, he'd be the census #1 pick overall over everybody. That's Hutchinson, that's Thibodeau, that's everybody else. So if we build the line this year, Judge doesn't work out, the next coach comes in, and we got a rookie contract for a quarterback for the next 5 years, and we can start bringing in those pieces and turn into a winning organization because we waited one more year. Just one more. Look, it's awful to sit here and watch this shit. But one more year, that's what we would be set up to do, is get Young or Stroud or give up draft picks, but we don't have to worry about it because we'd have the offensive line fixed this year. And they get experience. And I'm going to peace out on that. And I'm going to listen to everybody else's thoughts.
That's a good plan, because you bring a quarterback in on a ready-made team, especially in the trenches, which we haven't had.
Right.
I'm not against that plan. I am not.
Peace out, my guy. I'll see you tonight.
See you later, Joel. Everybody join us later as we have the Cave Crew today. I believe it would be at sometime around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. We will get it out to you guys. Let me bring in real quick. We're going 5 minutes each because I got to go. I apologize. Adam was next. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Pat and Logan, hold on. I will get you guys in.
How you doing, man? Just wanted to pop in. Congrats on your own stream. You know where I stand on this team. Here's what I want people to get clarified out there, so they don't get the message convoluted, because I think that they don't understand what I'm trying to say. I understand Joe Judge is going to possibly be back here. My thing is, I want to bring in a GM and his own coach at the same time together to see the vision out together. Right now, we've had a GM, two GMs hire coaches. One GM that's about to be out the door hired two coaches already. All right. And he didn't get to see through with his guy. So my point is if we're going to let this guy go, bring him in together. Okay. That's one. That's why I'm so hell bent on it, because I'm afraid, why waste time to come in and bring another GM in next year and waste 10 picks on a guy who's going to change the whole thing up anyways when he comes in. The second thing is, if Jim Harbaugh is interested in coming back to the NFL, John Mara needs to call him up right now. Say, sorry, Joe Judge, I need to get myself a guy who's going to bring this team some elite play instantly. Harbaugh and Wilson, regardless of which one you get, are going to bring instant credibility to the franchise right away. But anyways, man, I just wanted to say hi and enjoy your show, and hopefully your plan will work out, and we'll get a new GM in here and a new coach, and we'll start winning some football.
Real quick, Adam, is Harbaugh a guy you would really like to have right now?
Yes, hands down, no doubt about it. You bring him in. You do what Russell Wilson does on the quarterback position. If you bring in Jim Harbaugh, not only do you got credibility, you got people who can stand up to John Mara. You got a guy who's good. The players are going to not cross because he's going to kick you off the team. Okay, and he can walk in there and say, "Listen, I brought a team to the Super Bowl. Follow me, and we can get there again." You know what I mean? Credibility is key. The Giants need a credible GM and or coach to come in here. But anyways, man, you enjoy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Adam. We will talk later like we always do.
Yep.
My next man is a big man in here. We all respect, and he knows I got love for him. Come on in, Pat.
Oh shit, what's going on, Miz? I just want to say one thing. Continue to do this. This is your niche. Don't stop doing
it. Appreciate you, Pat. I appreciate you, Zion. A lot of the guys who are trying to motivate me.
Yeah, whenever you get time throughout the week, do the call-in show just like this. And I'm going to think of a name to call your show. I'm thinking Miz's Facts, or call in with the Miz.
I was going to do what my title was. I wanted to go with that, the bottom line with Miz. You think that's
bottom line with Miz. Do it just like this. Don't change it up. Don't let everybody come in. Everybody gets their one-on-one with Miz. Everybody that in the streams that we go at it with each other throughout the streams, everybody gets their chance to come in and get their one-on-one like they need.
Get a chance to talk. The floor is yours without 12 people interrupting. Right.
Right. Do not change it. Do it exactly like this. The bottom line with Miz. You find
I got love for you, Pat. This guy Pat's one of the best right here. He's definitely one of the biggest foundations in this crew. All of us that have gotten together, and we keep growing. We have more people coming in every stream. So, Pat, the floor is yours. I want you to speak your feelings, exactly what you want. Judge, quarterback, where are we going?
I'll be quick, but that was the main reason why I came on here to tell you to do this every week whenever you get a chance. Do it just like this. This is a hit. But people are getting misconstrued, like I'm saying, I won't judge over everything. If you can get a Jim Harbaugh, get him. Because Jim Harbaugh has clout. He's a better coach. There's no question about that. He's a better coach by far. But the thing I'm trying to get people to see is it doesn't matter who you bring in here. This is a shit fire here in New York, and it's going to take time. The same fans that are crying for Joe Judge and everybody to be fired, are these going to be the same fans that's going to be calling for Jim Harbaugh to be fired in 2 years if he can't get us to the playoffs in 2 years? Are you going to do the same thing? I'll tell you an even better scenario. If Jim Harbaugh comes available, you try your hardest to get Jim Harbaugh. You bring in your new GM and go get Russell Wilson. If he's available for a first and a third, and I may try to talk him into a second the next year because his value is a little bit lower. The more that I think about it, his value is a little bit lower. He's older, and everybody knows he wants to leave. So I use that to my advantage. You give Jim Harbaugh Russell Wilson, because if he can make it to a Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick, he could damn sure make it to a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. But give that man time to build. He's going to have to build. I don't care who you bring in this organization. He's going to have to build. It may take 2. It may take 3 years. Shit, it may take 4. He just took 5 building over there in Michigan. But you're not calling him a clown. Michigan wasn't putting face paint and red noses on him because they knew what he was trying to do. They got better every year. He was there, and they finally got that ass in Ohio State. It took 5 years, a little longer than people expected, but they never turned them over there in Michigan. Even when the media and everything was saying about the Michigan fans stayed true to him, and it worked out in the end. That's all I'm saying. With our situation, you got to play the long game. And you got to get the right person in here to do that. And unfortunately for us judges, the closest thing that we have to that. That'll be the closest thing we have to that, unless somebody like a Sean Payton or unless somebody like a Jim Harbaugh. Those are the only type guys I'm getting rid of Joe Judge for. I'm not getting rid of Joe Judge for another hotshot coach that's not proven. Why? You just did that 3 years in a row. The last 3 times you hired a coach, it was a hotshot coach that's never had coaching experience, and Pat Shermer failed with the Cleveland Browns. But that was the only choice you had because it was such a bad shitstorm here. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. It doesn't matter who the hell you bring here. It's going to take time. Everybody, I want to win now. I want to win now. I want to win. It's not going to change if you bring another hotshot coach that's trying to learn how to be a head coach himself. You want to win now? Harbaugh probably is the best fucking chance you got in this franchise to win right now. And if you could use those 10 picks to get this offensive line built, or if you bring Russell Wilson, it's probably going to go down to 6 or 7. But if he could build an offensive line and put in front of Russell Wilson, I believe Jim Harbaugh can get it turned around in 2 years because he's that good of a coach to me. I would take Jim Harbaugh over Joe Judge in a heartbeat. That's where you guys are getting it misconstrued from. I'm not saying Joe Judge is the best thing since sliced bread, but he's the best thing that you got right now. And unless you're bringing somebody in that has a proven record, that's the best option you have right now. But if you get Jim Harbaugh, get Ken Dorsey and Jim Harbaugh, and let them get Russell Wilson, let him get his quarterback, because Jim Harbaugh is the type that he's going to want his own quarterback immediately. Right. Daniel Jones is gone if he comes here. A lot of these guys are gone if Jim Harbaugh comes here because they don't fit what he does. But you give me Jim Harbaugh and a new GM and Russell Wilson, I think the New York Giants get back to being the flavor of New York in 2 to 3 years, max. But that's the only way I'm getting rid of Joe Judge. Give me somebody proven. I don't want another hot shot coach. I don't want an Eric Bieniemy who's never coached before. You're going right back into the same situation. And guess what? You'll be calling for Bieniemy to be fired within 2 years as well.
Real quick, Pat. There's an article that just came out by Chad Forbes. Jim Harbaugh would make the Giants competitive. With Judge, right now, it's a hope. Basically, Harbaugh is the perfect fit for John Mara and the New York Giants.
I'm gonna tell you something about the media, Miz. The media gets off.
Oh, I know. I was talking about it earlier. You heard me.
Yeah, they're gonna bring up anything negative about Joe Judge now because they want that. They want somebody to be fired in New York, and that's gonna be the story for the whole off season. Joe Judge is a clown. He finally got fired. Hooray! Everybody's gonna jump for joy.
That's why I said, don't listen. The New York media is a pack of rats, and they want nothing but to have great ratings Monday when Judge would get fired on a Monday morning. You know, so you gotta watch out for that crap.
Yeah, it's all it's about is ratings. But they do play hard for him, and they give their all for him. They're just not that talented. But I'm not going to sit here and be delusional and say if Jim Harbaugh or somebody's available, I'm still keeping Judge. You must be out your damn mind. Jim Harbaugh is Jim Harbaugh for a reason. And I promise you, Russell Wilson looks more enticing if a Jim Harbaugh is here. Because I know what he can do with quarterbacks that he has trust in. He did it with Smith before he got hurt, and he did it with Kaepernick before everything went down with Kaepernick. So Jim Harbaugh, go get him if he's available. Go get him. I won't have not one complaint if Jim Harbaugh is our coach next year.
Right.
Because that's an upgrade. But Adam's calling me. I'm gonna let you go, Miz. Y'all have fun at your son's game.
What time are we doing the cave tonight, Pat?
What's up, Adam? Hold on. What's going on? Hold on, real quick, Adam. Probably around 8:30 or 8:30 or 9 your time, probably like 9:30 your time.
No problem. So I'll have Zion help me set this up. He helped me with this, and I appreciate him very much. Okay, go ahead, do your thing, and we will see you guys later. Everybody tonight, 8:30, the cave.
All right.
Logan, call up real quick, Logan. You got 2 minutes. The stage is yours. Hurry up. I gotta go. I want to thank Zion, who's become a very close little brother of mine from across the country. I love that kid. I do anything for him. And any stream I'm in, Zion has an in without even waiting. I don't care what anyone says. Wherever I go, I'm carrying Zion with me. Appreciate him very much. I got 2 minutes and I'm closing down. Anybody has a quick word on where they'd like to see the Giants go after the game this Sunday? It's now or 8:30 tonight. You have the cave with me, Lou, Joel, and Big Pat. You ain't going to find a better four than that. That's a star-studded show on my channel tonight. I hope everyone joins. And later on, I'll try to get them to bring in a couple of you guys. David Sabone, my brother for 20 years out in L.A. We worked together in New York for 15 years. We were like glue. Big Raiders fan. I wish him luck this Sunday for the Raiders to make the playoffs and give him some joy. The Raiders have had a strong season. Come on later tonight, David, Steve. Come on my channel, 8:30, and if you can find a way to call in, I'd be glad to put you right through. My man, little brother, Logan Urlacher. The stage is yours, Logan. I got 2 minutes before I got to take Billy to his basketball game. He's going to kick my ass. Go.
I got you. All right, I'm telling y'all right now, this is the only thing I got to say. I hate to say it. We're all going to wake up Monday morning reading about how Joe Judge is fired. I'm telling you right now, Joe Judge will not be here past Monday. It's not going to happen.
Judge is fired Monday morning. What's your next step? Who you want?
I'm calling Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
Immediately.
I would love to have Jim Harbaugh also. What's up, Mac? Sorry you joined me later. I only have about 2 minutes. I got to go. I ran the first show here. Mac, if you want to call in and get a quick minute, it's got to be a quick minute. What you want out of Judge. There are reports surfacing that Jim Harbaugh is on the table. Logan, continue.
Because I feel if we're going to bring in an outside general manager, because I agree with you, this dude Abrams, he's not qualified to be a general manager. If we're going to bring in a guy from outside and go outside the box, I feel that you just need to fire the coach as well, because there's no point in bringing in an outside general manager and keeping the head coach. We've seen how that works. It's not a solution. Just bring them both at the same time, the new regime, and they can build the team how they want to build it. So call up Jim
Morgan
Harbaugh.
wants a fresh start. Let's start over and try to do this the right way. Doesn't mean you have to get rid of the kids on the team, but you want to start over up top. I understand it.
I want to bring in a guy like a Harbaugh or maybe a Bieniemy, but I don't know, man. I want a guy who's been a head coach in the NFL before and is qualified to do this, and he could build his culture and build this team the way he wants to build it. But I got to go. Thanks for having me on, Miz. I appreciate it.
All right, everybody, help me out. This is my first stream ever. Hit the likes. All right, I need the like button. I don't really give a damn, but I think that's what you're supposed to say. I love you, Logan. I'll see you later.
Yep.
And Zion, call in right now if you can, real quick.
All right. Peace, man.
All right, Logan. All right, guys. If nobody, I gotta break out of here. What's going on, Buko? That's my brother right there, Buko, one of my best friends, man. We share every morning at the gym and we talk football a lot. This man understands the talent around the college level and what's coming in, and I usually turn to him for advice on what players coming out of college would be the right picks for each team in the league. Hopefully we'll get his face on here at some point here in the future, as I know he's a big draft guy, so I think we'll have him on a show and we'll let him have the stage as he could talk about the first 10 or 15 picks in the draft and where he thinks these teams are going. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Zion, for making this happen for me today. I'm really happy to have had this stage. You know I love you like a little brother. All you guys mean a lot. We're one big blue crew. Even the guys who like teams from the outside. You show support. We all stick together. This is where the world is headed. You can't watch ESPN anymore because they have agendas. We have to have our own minds. We're all smart enough. And sometimes I think there are a lot of us out here that can run organizations better than the guys that are actually running them. This is my brother Zion. I'm bringing him in. This guy made this happen today. It's all Zion. All. What's up, Z?
Hey, what's up, fam?
Z, they got a minute and a half.
Good.
I gotta take Billy to basketball.
No, you good. I just came in towards your request. I just want to say good stream, man. You did great. It was vibing the whole time. Made a lot of great points, and thank you all. Thank you all, family, man. All these supporters in the chat. You guys held them down, and we respect that. Thank you for supporting the Big Blue Crew, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this first stream. And it should be a weekly event where Miz comes and he answers all of you guys' questions. You guys can call in. Great job, bro. You guys, you did great, and thank you, fam, for holding it down. Let's get it.
Giants for life, have this first stream. This guy Z right here is my little brother. I told you I'll be carrying him and he be carrying me. And you know this is a diehard Giants fan right here, because when you can stomach this shit from across the country on the other side in LA, that tells you that's a real fan right there. We all just want the right path. When I look
$350 every damn season for a stupid Sunday ticket.
You need to do it, because if you go by the Giants history, you're gonna turn this around. Believe it. See you all tonight. I think 8:30 is Cave. Sorry, I gotta bounce out. I enjoyed this, and I will host another one. Maybe the next time I'm gonna have Z and I host it together. Love you guys.
Let's get it.
Peace out, Giants Nation.
Giants for life. Let's get it.